And just like that, we back up in this thing, man. It's Saturday. It's 12 o'clock. You know we got the biggest, the most lit Colorado Buffaloes football live stream on all of these YouTube streets, man. We back once again. We got some early birds in here. Who knows who's going to pull up for the show, man? Anybody could pull up right now, man. If you here early, and you ready to get this debate going, go ahead and get that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and let me know if you ready to go in the chat. Let me know if you ready to go, man. Make sure you can hear me loud and clear. My audio is crispy. My video is crispy. Today is going to be a good one, guys. I got to let everybody know who's calling me around this time of day. I'm busy, y'all. I know my wifey just tried to hit me up right now. Let me send her a message right now and let her know I am on live, guys. I am on live. I love my wife, family first, but you guys are tuned in. I got to get busy right now. So give me a second. Let me work this out real quick before you find your boy in trouble later on. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Big shout out to all of my viewers out there who are watching me on the big screen. Guys, about 50% of you guys watch me on TV. So I appreciate you tuning in on the big screen. Guys, if you're mowing the lawn, today is the day that you normally clean your house on Saturday. If you're already doing that spring cleaning in the garage, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Go ahead and put them earbuds in. I'm going to hold you down for about the next hour or so with this Colorado content. I'm going to hold you down today. Make that cleaning, make that lawn, make that yard work, make that cleaning up the garage a breeze. You ain't going to even notice it. Big shout out to Levert Akins, all the way out of St. Louis, checking in. First man in the chat. Appreciate you. What y'all got going today? What's the weather like where you're at? I'm having a really, really good day. Today is a little bit hot where I'm at, man. I'm already sweating a little bit. I don't know what's going on. Maybe my air is not on. Big shout out to that boy Willie G Jr. 5217 said defense. Yeah, defense wins championships, y'all. We're going to talk about the defense today. We're going to talk about the offense today. But we're going to go ahead and get y'all win predictions in the chat today. Y'all going to have to stand on this, guys. Because FanDuel is out here talking crazy. Said these Buffs only going to win 4.5 games. FanDuel is out here talking crazy. I'm going to need y'all to get in the chat right now. I'm going to post this and pin this comment right now. Hey, man, Coach Dre, man, I tapped in with you last night. You and Rob the Man Media. I like the movement y'all building over there. I like the movement that you and Rob the Man, Rob the Man Media. Yeah, I love it. Love it. First show, I logged in a little bit late, but I saw y'all doing your thing. So always appreciate you being here. Thank you, sir, for being one of the early birds. All right, guys, what is your win prediction in the chat? It's raining in St. Louis, huh? Yeah. That's the thing with spring, man. That is the thing with spring. Jay Mars, man, thank you for tapping in with me, man. You were on the community page. I let you know we were going to be on here and you said you would tap in. So I appreciate you keeping your word and being in the chat with us, man. It's going to be a good one, guys. We really got to get real down in the chat. It's going to be a real debate. Now, I'm using this new software called EV Mux. I'm not really up on it. So a lot of these tools I'm trying to learn. Let me see if I could share a comment on the screen. Let's see what Coach Dre got to say. All right. Yeah, don't let me figure out this software, man. Coach Dre right out the gate saying 9 wins. Say they're going to match what they did in 2024, the Shador era, the Travis era, etc. All right, love to see it. Love to see it, Coach Dre. So we now have super chats, guys. Did you know that? If you want to support the channel, you can hit me with a super chat. Big shout out to Bubba Love. They do demo and construction work. They hit me with my first super chat on my last live stream. So big shout out to Bubba Love for helping to finance this thing. W. Rashid, always there, always faithful. Guys, if you hit the like button, more people going to get in here. More people going to know that we're going live. Not everybody has notifications turned on. So if you hit that like button, the algorithm is going to push it out. W. Rashid says 9-3. Big shout out to that boy, W. Rashid. Always here, always representing. All right, guys. So we're going to cook today because you guys helped me cook during the week because of your support. And because of y'all holding me down, man, this channel is growing. I think we're up to 815 subscribers on our way to 1,000. We got that 4,000 watch hours. So this thing's about to monetize once we hit 1,000. And that's all because of the support that you guys provide to me. All right. That's all because of the support that you provide to me. All right. So let's get right into it, man. Let me ask you right now, is Colorado closer to 4 wins or is Colorado closer to 8 wins? Right off the bat, Coach Dre is standing on business saying 9. All right. He's +8, right? +1 over that 8 mark. W. Rashid is saying 9 wins, right? He's right out of the gate letting people know, hey, I'm standing on business. This is a good team we got. I need all of y'all to get in there and stand on business, guys, because I'm watching these names and these predictions, and we're going to talk about these predictions during the season. I know things change, things evolve, et cetera, and you have every right to pivot, transition the more you see. But I just want to get a feel for where we stand as a community on what we think this team is going to do this season. So we got a couple of 9s in the chat, man. Everybody's liking that number 9. That number 9. I appreciate that. All right. So I don't think the answer is simply as just calling out a number, right? You guys must have these numbers that you're calling out because there's something that you've seen on film in the spring. There's something that you saw in the transfer portal. So let me know why your prediction is what it is. Is it offensive? Is it coaching? Is it defensive? What is it that you think is going to help this team get to your prediction? Go ahead and give me some facts in the chat. You know, this is a facts-based channel. All right. So Cloud Living says definitely over 4.5. I can see 9. All right. I can see 9. And now Coach Dre reminded us of something very important. It says, and we're just having fun here with this content. He says the only game that matters right now is not the other games of the season, it's what we do with Georgia Tech. Is what we do with Georgia Tech. All roads lead to Atlanta, Georgia for the season opener of these Colorado Buffaloes where we see them go against real competition in a real game. It's going to be Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is going to say a lot, just like it did about last season. It was like a little social experiment. The Georgia Tech game of 2025. I think the Georgia Tech game of 2026 is going to be a social experiment in the same ways. Many of the things that we could not do well in that first Georgia Tech game kind of haunted us the entire season. Okay, Cloud Living says Atlanta, we stunned the world. I like that. I shocked the world. I shocked the world. Colorado is going to shock the world, y'all. Colorado is going to shock the world. All right, so on Tuesday, the primary thing that I talked about in challenging that 4.5 win prediction by FanDuel was this Colorado offense. This Colorado offense is potent, y'all. This go-go offense is not something to be played with. This go-go offense is not a joke. And the crazy thing about it is a lot of the defensive coordinators that we're going to be going up against in 2026 have never played or called plays against it. And that bodes well for us. That bodes well for us. And so one of the things I think people don't talk about is that the go-go offense is extremely pliable. It's extremely pliable. And what I mean by pliable is Brennan Marion can call it in such a way that it takes advantage of the offense's strengths and the defense's weaknesses. And the way he calls it is he has a Friday offense, right? So that high school offense, a lot of trickery, where usually the talent disparities are so wide that you can get away with just getting the ball to your best player and allowing them to make plays. Then he has a Saturday offense, which is what a lot of people pigeonhole the go-go into being like more of a gimmicky kind of offense. Even though a lot of the concepts have survived in decades of college football, this is not a come and go thing in college football. A lot of the play calling that he does, he's using a lot of the things that have worked long term in college football, like the triple option. A lot of people see that as a gimmick, but not really. You see the academies still using the triple option. So it's more of a Saturday offense. He can call it like that, classic college football. And then he says he has a Sunday offense where you're going to see him use the personnel that he brought in to be kind of, it's going to look like an NFL game, right? Some stuff under center, some stuff in the shotgun, traditional run game, maybe a little bit of single back, 3 wide receivers. He can call this offense however he wants. And we've seen a little bit of that throughout spring ball. Of course, we're not seeing everything. We're not seeing everything. Okay. So that was the first thing that gives me kind of the confidence right now to say, hey, this is not a four-win football team. And additionally, one of the things that Coach Prime mentioned when he was talking about Brennan Marion and recruiting for the offensive coordinator was that he wanted to go after somebody who could score points in bunches. And basically, looking at Colorado over the last 3 years, whenever they score 30 points or more, they win. And so one of the things about this offense is not that we're going to be watching a boring offense, right? You can really tell from the well-off media videos, at least the stuff they let us see, that this is an explosive offense. This is an offense that not only moves the ball and can move the ball meticulously, this is an offense looking for big play opportunities. Okay. So Coach Dre, this is the question I think you're asked last night, right? You kind of left us with something to ponder. Why not us? And I think it was in reference to what Indiana has been able to do, Kirk Cignetti has been able to do. And why not Colorado? Why not Colorado? So let's talk about it. Now, I'm at a point in the channel's life where I can react to my own content. Isn't that crazy? So we're going to look back at the Tuesday video because it's the cut up of some of the plays in this Colorado offense that has me excited in terms of how Brennan Marion calls his offense and his ability to create explosive plays. So let's take a look at it. If you guys are not tapped in with us, right, maybe you're on TV, you can't really get to the chat, go ahead and open your phone, mobile. Go ahead and hit that like button just so the algorithm can recognize that we're doing great work here. Go ahead and subscribe and then get back to watching us on TV. All right, let's get busy. Let's get busy here. All right. So the first formation we looked at, and one of the things about it is that we not only have a live channel, but you should be binge watching our channel content throughout the week. You should be binge watching our channel content throughout the week because what the content throughout the week gets you ready to do is to come up in here and have a debate. So let me go ahead and mute this. No, we don't want to do that. Why is it going to come up with an ad right out the gate? All right, this is a live show, guys, so we're going to have live show issues. All right, so this is the first formation here we looked at. So Isaac Wilson at quarterback, Michael Welsh, and this is DeKalen Taylor. Now, early on when I did my depth chart, I had Richard Young really because of some of the things that he was doing early on in the spring. But as Michael Welsh has kind of gotten back into form, he missed some practices early in the season. But as he's gotten back into form, man, I really like this combination of Michael Welsh and Trackhawk as the two-back set that we see a lot of. Now, as a defensive player, right, you want your linebackers to begin to recognize some of this personnel, because the thing with Brennan Marion is, depending on the personnel, I've seen a tendency to run his offense in certain ways. So in typical go-go offense, you'll see these guys a little bit closer to the quarterback here, but they have them spread out a little bit further in this formation. And or you might see them closer to the quarterback and maybe one step behind him. But right now they're further out. I mean, Micah appears to be a little bit wider than the guard, and DeKalen is, right behind the tackle. Okay. So the first thing that he's going to do with this play, right, is bring the tight end across the formation, right, to freeze the linebackers thinking the action is going to go this way to the left. And then you're going to see the line block to the right. And then Michael Welsh is going to come back to the right. Right. He's going to take the dive and he's going to try to find a cutback lane. Now, the thing about him running a dive play right here, typically you think, oh, he's just running this play for a couple of yards and then they'll live to play another down. No, this is a potential explosive because he wants Micah to kind of come up here, get to the second level and find the cutback lane. You're going to see Michael Welsh in a different formation. They're going to run this exact same play in a different formation, and it's going to turn into an explosive. So I want to kind of set up how he sets up plays in the go-go offense. All right, so let's go ahead and play it. Now, Micah takes a big hit from Braylon Edwards, which is another player that I absolutely love. In fact, he's my favorite player on the team because I feel like Braylon Edwards plays football the way it should be played. That's just my personal preference. So let's watch it. That's me explaining exactly what it is. Let's move it up here. All right, let's watch it. Okay, there's the action I was talking about, right? You see the line going to the right and the tight end coming back across the face, right? And now Mike is going to get the ball and run right behind the guard. This is Javon McFadden. I've been really impressed with his run blocking. I have been really impressed with McFadden's run blocking. Watch him get to the second level. And there's the cutback lane. He breaks the first tackle here. And he is trying to find, you see this space right here? He's going to find it later on in practice and go to the house with it. He's going to find this open ground here later and go to the house with it. But Braylon Edwards comes up and makes a great play. All right, let's watch him. Let's play it here. You know what? Actually, I might switch to the well-off video because using my tape, I'm pausing it a lot. Yeah, but he's trying to find that cutback lane. In fact, let's go to the well-off video. All right, so if you guys like breakdowns like this, I need you to tap in with me because that's the level of detail that I'm using on my channel, okay? So I think it was this practice here. No, that's the defensive practice. This is the level of breakdown that we're using on Common Sense Buffs. Let me take this down for a second until this ad plays so we don't get a copyright strike or anything like that, all right? I appreciate you guys sticking with me as I work through this. All right, I'm gonna get to the chat here in just a second and see what you guys are thinking about what I'm saying. All right, there it is. Coach is always talking to his DBs. All right, there's the play. All right. So I explained everything. You guys watch the down blocking like Coach Dre is saying. Let's go ahead and play it and watch it. Now watch for that cutback lane. He doesn't see it. He gets tackled by Braylon Edwards. There it is, up the gap. He's trying to find that cutback lane. Big hit there by Braylon Edwards. Okay. Now watch on the very next play. You see what I mean by usually they're a little bit closer. They're a little bit more closely aligned. I'm going to try to stop it before the ball is snapped. Okay. Last time he had him all the way out here, he had this tight end on this side of the action here. So as a linebacker, right, I'm thinking, okay, what is his tendency here? So he sets up the play one after another. Last time he had Micah on the dive. This time around, you're going to see where they hit the home run right now because the defense is thinking inside run. But watch what he does with the triple option because they're going to seal the defensive end. So Isaac Wilson, typically in the triple option, you're reading the end man right here. The reason why he took the tight end out of the backfield instead of bringing him across the face of the defense, he's going to set him up right here. They're trying to take away this guy's ability to have to even be a read in this play. And they're going to get Isaac Wilson and DeKalen Taylor to the outside, pitch it to him, and he's going to take it to the house. Watch how this tight end, and the tight ends are playing really, really well. So big shout out to Coach Niblet in getting the toughness out of the tight ends that we need, especially in the run game and run blocking. Let's play it out. He seals them off. They get to the outside. Boo Carter jumps inside, and DeKalen is going to take this thing to the house. He's going to turn the corner. Nobody's going to catch him. Okay, let's run it back. I'm going to try to pause it when Boo Carter jumps inside because now he's sealed and Isaac is reading Boo. There's Boo Carter. Michael Welsh is right there. Michael Welsh is garnering so much attention from the defense. Boo Carter is the guy that Isaac Wilson is reading. Boo Carter is way out of position here because he's crashing downhill trying to get to Micah. And the play gets to the outside of him and it goes for a home run. This is what I mean about this offense's ability through play calling to score 30 points or more and do a lot of it through explosive plays. So great play here. Great play. I'm going to try to find another one here. Now, on my video, I kind of had timestamps on these, but I'm going to just try to track it here and find, yeah, I think it's somewhere around here, this cutback by Michael Welsh that he did not find on the earlier play. So you remember how I said they ran the dive with the intention of helping Michael Welsh find that cutback lane. You're going to watch it now. He's going to call the very same play. It's going to be the same action by the offensive line, and Micah is actually going to find the cutback. The only difference here is the formation. So now they have Michael Welch in a single back set, same play call. Watch him find the cutback lane and take it to the house. Okay. Now he's in with Keneal. He's the single back here. Same motion by the offensive line. Watch him find the cutback lane and take it to the house. There's the cutback lane he was looking for, and it's a house call. And it's a house call. So I love what I'm seeing from Brennan Marion and his ability to get the ball to his playmakers in different ways, but not only just trying to meticulously drive down the field, he is constantly looking for that big play. He is constantly looking for the big play. Now, I'm going to show you how he sets up a big play here in the pass. Let's see if I can find it here. I think that might be it. What are you guys thinking? Oh, you guys are not seeing the plays. Man, I'm tripping. W. Rashid, thank you, sir. Oh my gosh, I'm tripping. I apologize. Let's watch the plays. Can you guys see it now? You guys should be able to see it now. Let me know. My apologies. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I appreciate y'all hanging in there. Again, this is live. Oh yeah, because I took it down because of the ads. Okay, let's remove that. We're gonna put it back up here once I get through the ads. This is live. This is live TV, people. All right, here we go. This is the very next play right here. So we're gonna break down the run play first, like I was talking about how he set up DeKalen Taylor to go to the house. So I appreciate you, W. Rashid, Levert Akins, and everybody here in the chat who stuck in there with me. There's the play. All right. All right, this is the alignment I was talking about. I'm going to let it go through a little bit faster because you guys heard the commentary. Mike is going to take the dive, try to find the cutback lane. You guys should see the cutback lane here. And he's going to bring the tight end across the face of the defense, and they're going to block going this way. The cutback lane he's looking for is that lane over here to go to the house. He's going to find it on the next run that I was just talking about, and he's going to take it to the house. Rob the man media. Listen, man. Hold on. Hold on. Rob the man. I'm gonna have to pull up on you in Boulder for the spring game, man. We should link up. Maybe we could do a collab or something. All right. We got a real one in the chat, guys. We got a real one in the chat. Okay, this is the cutback lane I was talking about, guys. He's gonna find it later on in the practice. Now, this is the great thing. I think this is Randon Fontenette. You want to see Fontenette make this tackle. Okay, but again, this is Michael Welch. He's going to break this tackle, try to find a cutback lane, and Braylon Edwards is going to clean his clock. But he's definitely going to find that cutback lane here soon. Okay, let's go ahead and play it. Great tackle by Braylon Edwards. Now he runs that dive, but listen, Michael Welch went for 7 or 8. He could have potentially gone for a first down. So I'm sure the defense is like, nah, y'all not about to run the ball down our throat, right? So what Brennan Marion does is instead of having them wide lined up outside, he now lines them out about a yard behind the quarterback in tight. They're gonna run the triple option here, but unlike the traditional triple option, they're gonna use Fisher Clements, who's been playing his butt off, guys. What do you think about Fisher Clements at tight end? Great portal pickup. Great portal pickup. Watch him seal the defensive end here so Isaac Wilson does not even have to read the end here. He's gonna, this is more of an action because there's nobody to read here on the dive, right? The defensive end is sealed off, and they're gonna get to the outside. Now, Boo is gonna be so concerned by Michael Welch off that 9-8 yard run. He's gonna come crashing in. Isaac Wilson and DeKalen Taylor is gonna get to the outside of him, and it's a house call. Boo crashes down, right? That's the first mistake. That crash down to try to take away Micah is what opens up this play. Now, Isaac Wilson smartly pitches the ball early to give enough time to DeKalen to get around the corner and get to full speed. Watch the early pitch here. Now, full speed to the edge, and it's a touchdown. Okay, so Cloud Living says, but yes, I'm worried. I'm guessing you're worried about the defense. Rob the man says he won't be hard to find. All right, I'm gonna find you then. Coach Dre says, money, don't worry. Believe we are getting 2 defensive tackles this summer. Okay, Coach Dre has the inside track too. So we'll see what we actually get later on in the year. Coach Dre says, and I was told that David Swain also has put on weight, his 295, and has moved to defensive tackle. I think David Swain played D tackle for us. He was on the interior most of 2025. All right. Now, here's the next play I was showing. Remember how I just said Michael Welch was looking for the cutback lane? Because even the dive plays in the go-go are meant to be explosives. I think this is it right here. I think this is it right here. All right. So while this loads here, Rob the man says, we just got a defensive end committed today. Let us know in the chat who that defensive end is. Let us know who that defensive end is. All right, we're going to back this thing up just a little bit. All right, and then we're going to play it. So now the thing about reacting to well-off videos is that the cuts are so tight that we don't really get a lot of time to look at formations, right? Remember how I said last time they ran this dive and they had a 2 running back set. This time they ran the dive and it's the same action by the offensive line, but the goal here of Micah is to start right, get to the second level, and find the cutback lane. There he is, second level. Now the cutback lane. You want to see better angle there out of Hardy, right? You're the last line of defense. You can't let this guy get across your face on the cutback. But there it is. They got explosive plays in the run game. They got explosive plays in the pass game. Love to see it. All right, so Sam Gaddy just committed to CU 1 hour ago. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate the breaking news there, Rob the man. That's why this community, we all get better together. Now, another thing that I see Coach Brennan Marion doing very well is he sets up plays well. Because you remember how he set up the home run triple option with Micah on the dive and then getting outside to the Kalen. Watch him set up the big play here in the pass game. One of the things he uses to set up the big play in the pass game is the screen game, mainly the slot screen. Let me know in the comments if you see him running a lot of bubble screens, wide receiver screens, things like that. Now watch how he uses Cam Perry here. We'll back it up a little bit. And he loves an exotic motion. He loves an exotic motion. Okay? He loves an exotic motion. Watch the exotic motion here that he's going to bring Cam Perry in. He's going to loop around Julian Lewis. They're going to get him on the screen pass right here. And you'll see how well these Colorado wide receivers are blocking. Remember, the blocking here is what sets up the next big play. Because you see how competitive these coaches are, right? Be aggressive, get off the block, get off the block. Watch how he sets this up here for this big play in the pass game. So watch Cam Perry come in motion, loops around the quarterback, and they throw him the screen right here. Great blocking to the outside. I think it's 3rd and short. So they're going to get the first down here. 3rd and short. He gets to the stick, right to the sticks, right? Now, watch this. I can't see it off screen. I cannot see this play off screen, but look what happens to Eaglin here on this play that lets me know that this wide receiver probably faked like he was going to block Eaglin and then released, because you're going to see Eaglin almost fall on his face and try to recover. You don't get this wide open right here without this DB thinking that he saw something on the inside that he needed to come up and disrupt. Okay, whether that was another look like they were going to throw the screen again and Danny Scudero kind of acted like he was going to block him. But typically, and Coach Dre, maybe you can vouch for this, when you see a corner almost coming up out the turf, it means like maybe he click stepped into something. He was trying to come up to something, or maybe get hands on the wide receiver and he got beat. So this is how they're using the screen game, the short pass game, and then great blocking by the wide receivers to set up these DBs to be more aggressive and then get beat deep. But he's toast. He's probably got like 3 yards on him. Perfect play, perfect pass here too. In stride, touchdown. Let's watch it from the beginning. He's beat, y'all. Touchdown. Okay, so my prediction for this team is 8 wins. And the reason why I say that is because they have a tough schedule, guys. They have a really, really tough schedule. They're going to be playing against some great teams. However, I think the go-go offense is potent enough to put up 30 plus points on many of the teams that they're going to go up against. Right. And they're not necessarily going to be, oh, you know, 4 quarters in a slugfest. What Brennan Marion likes to do by running this high tempo offense is create a fifth quarter. This go-go offense is going to keep coming at opposing defenses with different formations and different personnel. And the thing I like about them is that they are really deep. So, for example, at tight end, just with these guys that are on screen, the 3 players that I think are going to get a lot of burn are going to be Zach Atkins, Fisher Clements, who I just pointed out for his blocking, and the sophomore that's really stepping up here, number 88, Corbin Lazier. They're going to be able to keep up that tempo where there's not going to be this huge drop off in the tight end room. So they have the ability to run both the run and the pass. You've seen Clements be very good in the pass game. Of course, Zach is a real threat. You're going to see that depth at wide receiver. You got Cam, you got Danny Scudero, you got Ernest Campbell, you got Q for 6. Now he's back and healthy, starting to emerge. And then you got, to a lesser extent that we've seen in the spring, DeAndre Moore and Joseph Williams and Hakeem Williams. Don't sleep on Caleb Mathis. Don't sleep on Alex Ward, the freshman. Don't sleep on Christian Ward when he comes back from injury. Of course, Quanell Farrakhan, the kid that's balling absolutely out of control. They could come at you for 5 quarters with a lot of different personnel and not have a lot of drop off. You got Michael Welch. You got Damian Henderson. You got DeKalen Taylor. Okay. You got Richard Young. And Bryce Hicks is out here making some plays. They could keep defenses very, very busy with a lot of looks out of this offensive depth. So my prediction of 8 wins is heavily predicated on the go-go offense being able to exploit the weaknesses of the defense and constantly keeping pressure on them with this personnel and the diversity in personnel that we have. All right, so we got some regulars popping up. Dizza Digital, welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. He says if Coach Prime is constantly saying, let's break down Dizza Digital, because he comes in and he's usually dropping bombs. If Coach Prime is constantly saying practices have been great, why do we continue to have all the negative long-faced fans? If there were issues, Coach Prime would say it. Well, I don't think it's necessary. And this is another thing, guys. We're having conversations. You might not agree with the person who you're having a conversation with, but it's not necessarily that they're trying to be negative. They're just pointing out what they're seeing, which is why we're here on Saturdays to have a live debate. So not only are we going to take what Coach Prime is saying, but we're also going to take what we're seeing on tape. Now, we're only being allowed to see a little bit. Okay, we're only allowed to see a little bit of the film. All right. So what we're doing here is just having a conversation, civil, of course, because common sense is about civility. But we might not necessarily agree on everything. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's somebody being negative. Reckless Stay. Hey, are you a new person here? Are you a TV watcher? Let us know. Reckless Stay says the go-go always pulls down the safety and linebackers. Yeah, they get eyes in the backfield. There's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of motion. And that's how we're able to get these big plays. SS Made, welcome to the chat. I have 8 wins. Yeah, I have them at 8 wins too. And really, guys, let's be honest. For me, 7 wins is the floor. And at 7 wins, people are still going to be talking crazy. 8 wins is a big step forward from last year, right? You got to put the context of last year in there. It's a step back from 2024, but it's a big step forward from 2025. 9 wins or better. Now we're talking about Colorado being the darling of college football again. Right? Now you're talking about every single game day show being in Boulder again. Right? Let's see what else you guys got to say. You guys know we have super chats now. So if you are so inclined and you love the conversation and you're having fun in the chat, oh yeah, Rob the man, appreciate you. Smash the like button, go ahead and subscribe, and hit us with that super chat and support the show. The Duke, oh, the Duke, you wildin'. The Duke, you are wildin'. 3 wins? FanDuel has us at least at 4.5. 3 wins? Come on, man. All right, now I take back what I said to Dizza Digital. I take back what I said to Dizza Digital, man. I take back what I said. The Duke, you are who Dizza Digital is talking about. You are who Dizza Digital is talking about. The Buffs are undefeated when we score 30 points. Absolutely. Oh, Cam Duncan is in the chat. Give it up for Cam Duncan. He says offense is just nasty. The well-off videos haven't even shown you guys a sliver of what the offense can look like. Now, is it that the offense is so good, right, that even with what they are showing us, that doesn't necessarily represent that the defense is not good? Meaning, do we have a case of iron sharpening iron? Meaning, this is a great offense going up a really good defense, and they're having these battles go back and forth. I think what we're seeing is a little bit more of the shine of the offense that's maybe casting a shadow on the defense. But Cam Duncan, I know you have eyes on practice. Let us know. CU will get more than 3 wins for the hater in the chat. Hey, man. Hey, listen, hey, man, the Duke, come on, man. 3 wins? This team is more talented than the 9-win team a few years ago. I think they're more well-rounded. I think they're deeper than that 9-win team. But like Coach Dre raised in his conversation with Rob the Man Media last night, health. How healthy can they stay? Right? How healthy can they stay? Those are the type of people that aren't paying attention. He came here and just dropped the bomb and probably took off. Marion is the difference in a lot of it. When the cat was away, the mice played. When Prime was away, I bet it was a crap show up there. Yeah, listen. And health is super important, guys. And I'm getting back into my health journey. I was slacking for a little bit. So we got a members only section of the chat where we're going to be focused on physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health. I will never put football content behind a paywall, but for members of that chat, we're going to be talking about getting healthy. And the first challenge that we're dropping in that members only chat is the 1 mile a day walk, right? For all of you guys who are followers of Colorado, you understand how important health is and the health challenges that Coach Prime has gone to. Particularly for men, guys, you need to go to your doctor and run all your tests that you need to run based on your age, and you need to get active. All right, so let's get active together. If you're so inclined, become a member and join me on that fitness journey. So Dizza Digital has a question here. He says, did you see Dante Carter press conference yesterday? The negative media members continue to question his hiring, but Glaze Niblet with no college experience. All right, well, sometimes, you put out content and you feel like you're really driving the conversation. I put out a video on Thursday that was a breakdown of the defensive line. Some of you watched it, some of you commented, and it felt like maybe that content dropped where I did some video study of the defensive line, and then immediately on Friday the press conference was Dante Carter and the interior defensive line guys. So let's look at some of the plays that I broke down during that video, and we'll talk about the defensive line. Some of the early conversations about the defensive line so far on this live stream have been Coach Dre stating that we are probably sometime between now and the start of the season going to get 2 more defensive tackles. And Rob the Man broke some news here saying that we just got a new defensive end in. Now, I'm confident in the defensive end room, right? So if you guys share that confidence, I feel like they got players in there where this defensive end room is going to be able to get to the quarterback. So the Toby Anenes, the Vili Tafatafuas, the Balansama Kamara, the Manny Eziogu, the young guys like Lester, etc. Kylan Salter as well. But let me know how you feel about the edge room versus the interior defensive line. I've been a Buff fan for 50 years. This is one of the most talented teams we've had in up to 30 years. Hey, SS May, come on, man. You a OB? You a OB? Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here. Hopefully, I'm doing this team and the history some justice here by the way I'm presenting this content. Let me know. Cam Duncan said I would agree with that. Maybe about the defensive end versus the interior defensive line. Dizza, this is Coach Dre. They don't understand in CU. People was talking about Coach Ed coming, and when that didn't happen, people went crazy on Coach Carter. All right, so let's look at the breakdown that I gave on Thursday. Hit the like button if you haven't already. I appreciate all 44 of y'all in here spending a little bit of your Saturday with me. If you're on that lawnmower, if you are on that cleaning out the garage, whatever you're doing, I appreciate you tuning in and watching what we're doing here. All right, I think this is I think it's this one. This is where I did some review. Nope, got to take that off screen until I get through this ad here. This is the review that I did breaking down the defensive line. Now, the hard thing to do on Well-Off Video, on any of these channels, is getting a good enough angle to really do an analysis of defensive line play. I know you guys will probably agree with me. This stuff is cut up so quickly that you really don't see a lot. Now, Coach Dre, I got a special gift for you. I don't know if you watched the video, but you're one of my 3-5 guys, right? You're on the lookout for the 3-5 or the 3-3-5. I think you said you saw some opportunity for them to go 3-3-5 in this defense. I'm going to try to find that clip here. Okay, I think this is it. Let me find it here. So we'll look at how Chris Marv is calling this defense and switching up defensive line personnel and trying to use all of his weapons to get to the quarterback and help them make a play. Give me 1 second. Let me just find it here, and then I'll pop it up on the screen. So big shout out to Coach Dre. Big shout out to Keith Dunstale because they've been the ones really talking about this 3-3-5 as being a real potential for this team. That's just another look. All right, let me pull this up here now. All right. Let's get to it. Appreciate you guys allowing me to just do this on live and being patient with me, guys. It's a lot. But we got some dogs right here, don't we? If these DBs play up to potential, we're going to have a pretty good secondary this year. Speaking of Coach Carter, there he is right here trying to get his players fired up. All right, let's get to now, you see what I mean by you don't even have time to react. Now, this front four here appears to be Balansama Kamara. Right in front of ESPN, I believe that is Santana Hopper. This is Dylan Manuel. I did not see Ezra Christensen in this practice. This was 2 practices ago. If you guys have any information on Ezra Christensen's eligibility, let me know because I did not see him. Now, it appears that with Ezra out, Dylan Manuel is getting the start, quote unquote start, or is being paired up with Santana Hopper. I really can't see who this is on the edge, but the only point I'm trying to make here is this is what they ran out here as a unit. Okay. Now, one of the things that Chris Marv loves to do is bring pressure. Okay. So this is Jaja Boyd from the safety spot. What you're going to see is Isaac Wilson make a great decision here for where to go to the ball with the ball. He probably decided pre-snap, hey, if they bring pressure with the safety, which is what Chris Marv loves to do, I'm going to take the easy quick slant. Okay, so let's watch it here. Bang, easy play, right? Classic football play. Now, here's the chess match that's happening between Marv and Brandon Marion. Okay. You're going to see Chris Marv try to take away that quick slant and get pressure with 3 down linemen. So, Coach Dre, this is a shout out to you. It's not exactly a 3-3-5, but this is how they're using personnel differently on the D line. Thought this was interesting. So, this is like the very next play. And Chris Marv is trying to use formation to take away that quick slant. Now, I think this might fool another defensive coordinator, but they've probably seen him try to change up his defensive front enough that these quarterbacks are starting to recognize certain things. Certainly, it's not disguised well enough here in this situation, but I just wanted you guys to see a different defensive front here by Chris Marv. So what you have is an edge rusher here, Toby Anene, but inside of him is another edge rusher, hand not in the ground, Manny Eziogu. I believe this is Tyler Moore. And then to the very outside here with his hand in the ground is Quincy Wiggins, back in his original defensive end position. So, 2 defensive ends next to each other, one true defensive tackle, maybe kind of experimenting him as a nose because he's lined up right on top of the center. And then you have Quincy Wiggins out here wide. So, Coach Dre, shout out to you. You mentioned that some of these fronts are going to get played in this way. So let's watch it. Now, what they're trying to do is just drop Manny Eziogu. He's athletic enough to kind of play that middle of the field. He probably has the range to go sideline to sideline, even though he's a defensive end. They're going to drop him out here into the middle of the field. Juju Lewis still makes a great decision with where to go with the ball. Still gets the completion. They drop Manny, middle of the field. He still finds the right guy to go with the ball. Okay? So I just wanted to show you guys that. So as we're talking about this defensive line, confidence in the defensive line, lack of confidence in the defensive line, what that play really shows is that Chris Marv is going to be creative about his defensive fronts and how he chooses to bring pressure, including using guys like Tyler Moore, Cedric Smith, and maybe to a lesser extent, Dylan Manuel in kind of a nose tackle role. All right, let me get to the chat real quick. Are you guys having fun? Are you enjoying this? Go ahead and hit the like button. Do I know what the hell I'm talking about? Am I an amateur out here pretending to know football? Hey, I'm an amateur, guys. SS Made says the 4-2-5 is such a perfect defense for the roster. It's versatile. That alley guy is built for the talent we brought in. Yeah, and it's building upon what we were already doing for a lot of the guys who are more familiar with the 4-2-5. The 5th DB, Boo Carter, maybe can be that third backer. Yeah, he plays in the box. He does pretty well. He's pretty disruptive. Diz is agreeing with Coach Dre, saying, exactly, Coach. Almost all these guys are front runners and don't know football. I'm just excited to see what Marion and Marv do. Livingston and Shermer weren't it. All right. Okay, let's go in and show you guys some of my concern about defensive front and size. Let's go here. Now, I'll just let this first play through. And I'm gonna point out Santana Hopper here, and we're gonna run the play a couple of times before I say anything. and then I'll give you guys my commentary, and then you let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Go ahead and hit that like, drop a super chat if you are so inclined. Santana Hopper is right here. We're going to just watch this play. All right. We'll point him out and then let the play run. He's right here. Number 97. One more time. This is a short distance situation now. Okay. I'm going to start the play over. Let me know what you guys saw there. Okay. Let me know what you guys saw there. Because when I did my breakdown on Thursday, one of the things I pointed out was, a lot of times people talk about guys got to play with leverage. I agree. And, whether or not size is an issue for this interior defensive line, at a certain point, you're going to need to be able to collapse the hole, right? You ideally want your defensive tackles to not be able to be moved, right? Like if this is my gap, you're not going to move me out of my gap, right? Which is why a guy like Chidozie Nwankwo was so good in 2024. He wasn't the biggest guy, but he played with such great leverage that whether it was one-on-one or double team, he did not get moved. Okay? So we're going to watch this now in a little bit slower motion. This is Santana here. And you're going to see Larry Johnson, who's a big boy, and he is in a real battle for that tackle/guard spot with the likes of Bo Hughley and Taj White. There's a real three-way battle, I feel like, going on for that right tackle spot. Le'Veon Bell, to a lesser extent, I don't really know if he's going through a true battle or not, but Le'Veon Bell seems to have secured that left tackle spot as a Jordan Seaton replacement. You guys let me know if you're observing the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and play this right now. And I'm going to pause it here. All right. Right here, Larry Johnson is able to withstand his initial strike, right? He's able to withstand that initial strike. And then what he's able to do is get under him, turn him, and move him out of the way. Because here's the hole they're trying to create right here. You're going to see this is the hole that the running back takes. This is a short distance situation. Ideally, you want him to be able to push Larry Johnson back into the running back's lap. Okay. Takes on the initial strike, turns him. You would want him now with proper leverage to be able to push Larry Johnson back into this running back's lap to stop the play. Does that make sense? But now you're going to see him get pushed out of the play. Okay. Now, is that we need to teach leverage? Yes. Right. Is that purely a size issue? You guys let me know what you think. Okay. But that was one of the things I kind of broke down. You don't get enough tape from well off to really do deep defensive line analysis. Now, I'm going to show some of the flashes that I saw though from Quincy Wiggins. Okay. This is a little bit of a flash play. Now, one of the concerns, right, is Quincy Wiggins really a defensive tackle? Okay. I don't know, but he's moved inside now. He played a little bit of inside last year, but now this is going to be his full-time role on this team as a defensive tackle. So let's watch this, which I thought he did really well in one-on-one. This again is short distance. This is short distance. This is goal line. All right, I'm pausing it there. This is Gage Goldberg here. This is Quincy Wiggins. You're going to see him take, okay, now look at this alignment, right? It's that same alignment that we saw earlier with Michael Welch to the inside, but this time this is Damian Henderson, right? So they're going big. This is goal line, they're going big. Sean Kinney, I think that's his name, right? The backup center has been playing his tail off. Okay, he's just a dog. I love him. It's great that we have both him and Hunter. I'm a little bit concerned about depth at center, but that's okay. That's okay. Maybe Yaya, if everything falls apart, could be somebody who shifts to center. All right, so you're gonna see right here that Quincy Wiggins peeks inside, takes on his block, peeks inside, and takes away the dive by Michael Welch. Him and Goldberg do a very good job of that, taking away the dive. But once Isaac pulls the ball and tries to take off, you're going to see Quincy shed his block and make this tackle for loss. This is a great play by Quincy Wiggins. Let's watch it. Sheds his block, tackle for loss. Great play. Sheds his man, tackle for loss. And that's Javon McFadden. Sheds him, squares up, makes the tackle. Shed, square up, make the tackle. Great play in the backfield. Now, Brennan Marion is like, okay, you could play goal line one-on-one, but what are you going to do against a double team? What are you going to do when we double team you on the goal line? So slight shift here. Now, instead of Michael Welch being the inside running back, he's the outside running back with Damian Henderson lying slightly ahead of him, but both of them aligned to the right of Isaac Wilson. Now, this is where you want a linebacker. This is where you want a linebacker in your defense communicating, right? When they really tapped in, like, what are you seeing? Just that little shift is going to clue you in into what Brennan Marion is trying to do. What does it mean when Michael Welch is inside versus outside? What does it mean when Henderson is inside versus outside, right? They're going to just run a dive here. But they change the blocking scheme. Okay, they change the blocking scheme. And you're going to see now the offensive line coaching showing you why the offensive line is really one unit. They're like one person. It's like 5 people that are playing as one unit. Okay? Because what you're going to see when the ball is snapped is a double team here, and they're going to make Quincy Wiggins take on a double team here and see if he could do the same thing that he just did. Great play call by Brennan Marion. Okay? Let's run it through. There's the double team. Double team here. Double team here. Now, just like the last play, you want Quincy to be able to take on both these guys and not get moved. Okay? You can't get moved right here. You just have to disrupt this whole play. There can't be any holes for Michael Welch. What ends up happening is that he gets bumped out of the hole, and you'll see Michael Welch walk in. Now, he doesn't really walk in. Q gets an arm on him, but you're not going to arm tackle Michael Welch. Watch how he gets bumped out of the hole. Boom, he's out of the hole, touchdown. Let's watch it full speed. Boom, he's out of the hole. There's the touchdown. Man, you got to love football play calling. See them, the 2 linemen playing as a unit. Taj White bumps in. Javon McFadden takes him on, who got beat earlier. Taj White bumps him and gets onto the second level, onto the linebacker. Bump him out of the hole, seal the linebacker off, touchdown. Okay? So these are some of the little things for people who are saying, hey, it looks good. I mean, there's opportunity here. There's development here. We're watching one-off plays. right? We're watching one-off plays. He just made a great play. Tackle for loss on the goal line. Oh my God, crowd going crazy, right? Celebrate. But now all Brennan Marion said to him was, okay, can you take on a double team? And right there, he couldn't. All right. Now I'm sure they're going to watch the film. They're going to do development. But these are the things that you want to see from your Tyler Moores, your Cedric Smiths, your Samu. Right here, I wouldn't even have Quincy Wiggins in the game. I would probably have a Samu here if he was really playing that kind of disruptive guy in the middle, can't be moved. It's like 300, mid 300s. He's mid 300s. That's who you want. You maybe want your bigs here. But those are the guys. When Quincy Wiggins is in the game in a situation like this, I'm a little bit concerned that it's not a Samu or Dylan Manuel or Cedric Smith along with Tyler Moore here. Palette God 394, welcome to the chat, man. It's lit. It's Saturday. We're doing some real football talk. Let me get in the comments, man. Am I lying? Am I using film to make my point? All right, this is what this channel is about. So if you're looking for this level of analysis, Common Sense Buffs is where you need to be. Okay. You would love to see a Samu right here. Samu alongside Tyler, Samu alongside Dylan Manuel, Samu alongside Cedric Smith. Reckless says 88 be getting pancake at 300. So you see why he may not even be in this play in its goal line. Right. And to Coach Dre's point, maybe we need to bring in one or two more people that we can confidently put down there in this play. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and start it over. Play it one more time. He's going to get bumped out of the hole. There's a touchdown. All right. So, all right, let's just chop it up now. Let's get back in the chat. Let's get back to the action. I'm here. Those are the things I wanted to cover. One of my concerns that I'm going to continue to watch is that interior defensive line. I feel pretty good about our edge rushers. Feel pretty good about our linebackers. I feel pretty good about our secondary. Of course, we want to see them continue to develop in coverage. I know some of those guys are turnover machines. A guy like Nathan Mitchell, I've loved what I've seen from him, his toughness, his grit, his ability to cause fumbles and to get interceptions. I love what I'm seeing from Creed Thomas. I love what I'm seeing from Mojo Williams. It seems like there's a real battle between Fontenette and Jaja Boyd. I love what I'm seeing from Braylon Edwards. I think Justin Eaglin has gotten off to a slow start, but there's definitely room for improvement. I think RJ is playing pretty well. He's being stout in the run game, but I think they're going to continue to develop in the pass game as well. Palette God says, bro, size don't play football, right? The D-line going to be fine, and I'm guessing we're going to add some bodies in the summer on the D-line. Hey, that's a fair point. Cloud Living says Vickers is going to be a starter, and I didn't mention him. He's starting to make some plays as well. So that's interesting because he did start last year. He didn't play so well, and I think he suffered from some injuries. Correct me if I'm wrong. Same thing with RJ last year as well. So Ivan Yates alongside DJ McKinney were pretty much took the bulk of the defensive snaps at corner. Palette God says gang tackle, run to the ball with violence. Yeah, but as you can see on that last play, the lineman was able to get to the second level, right? And was able to seal off the linebacker as well, and that's why they scored. The O-line has a scheme with Marion. I didn't see any pulls, tugs, guts last few years. Okay, so meaning Marion is really being very strategic about how he's using his offensive line. A great point. And Gunner and the rest of the O-line coaches are coaching their tails off. Yo, Reckless. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, I think the O-line is getting a lot better as well. I didn't see Jose Soto in that practice either. Javon McFadden took many of the snaps in place of Jose Soto. So some of these guys might be nursing some injuries. Vickers had heart surgery last summer. So yeah, he's coming along. He's developing as well. I've seen him make plays now. So I can't, and we're not seeing everything either. So I can't knock him. There's a real battle going on for that starting cornerback spot. Eaglin was supposed to come in and play alongside RJ, but there's a battle for corner. A lot of guys don't want to sit on the bench this season. This is going to be a big year for Colorado guys. This is a make or break year in the Coach Prime era. And let's talk about it. Because these win predictions are not just nice to haves, right? A 7+ win season is no longer a nice to have, guys. It's a must have. It's a must have. And so when people are saying things like, oh, they're only going to win 4.5 seasons, or like the Duke came in here and just really dropped a bomb and then left saying they're only going to win 3 games, there's a lot riding on this season. Colorado has to, in Coach or somebody's words, we're going to go to Atlanta against Georgia Tech and shock the world. Start the season that way. Okay? That Georgia Tech game is a must win. It is a must win. And it can't just be by the skin of their teeth. It must be a statement game. It must be a statement game. Keith Thunstall. What's up, Keith? Welcome to the chat, man. Appreciate you tapping in once again. He says a 5-7 in 2026 is actually not bad. Yo, Keith. I mean, are you just setting the bar low, or is there something that you've seen so far that makes you think that this is a 5-win team? What do you see in Keith that says this is a 5-win team? A great one, 090. Welcome to the chat. Hey, has everybody hit the like button? There's 38 of y'all in here. I don't even know how many likes. Let's see how many likes we got, man. Let me check this out, because y'all gotta lock in with me, man. Y'all have been already holding us down and helping this channel grow. But Keith Dunstall, what do you see that tells you that this is a 5-win team? Because I don't see it. We got 26 likes. We got 36 people in here. Go ahead and get them likes up, man. Go ahead and get them likes up, guys. Don't cost you anything. Right now, believe we will play 3 cornerbacks, Cree, Eaglin, and RJ, with Vickers pushing the play. Okay. Has anyone seen Cam since that outside practice he went down in the end zone? I didn't really see him in the most recent video. So he could be nursing an injury. Keith says yes, 5-7 with that schedule and lack of depth on the D line. Okay, so Keith is saying strength of schedule and defensive line is gonna cost us 7 games. All right, we might pull up the schedule here in a second and look at it. All they have to do is just get some defensive tackles and we will be fine. Yeah, I feel like we have a pretty solid team, maybe 1 or 2 defensive tackles that are some real playmakers. D-line still a question. How will he stop the power run game with a 4-2-5 and smaller linebackers? That's going to be the key, guys. We're going to have to be able to stop the run against this Big 12 schedule. Alan King, welcome to the chat. He came in, got active, got busy right at the outset. Appreciate you being in here, Alan King. So maybe we need to look at this schedule, guys. maybe we need to look at this schedule. Let's look at this schedule right now. Let's talk about it because we're a facts-based channel. Okay, you guys are getting the likes up. I appreciate that. Colorado Buffaloes 2026 schedule. Pull it up. Okay. Hey guys, great channel. I appreciate it. Man, we got a great chat. We got great people in the chat. We got, respectful chat. We got a respectful community. I appreciate it, guys, deeply. I appreciate it. So let's go ahead and Keith Dunsdale, man, you have the floor. We are gonna use your comment right here as our discussion point. Let's go ahead and pull up this schedule here. So September 3rd, opening game, Georgia Tech in Atlanta. For me, that is a must-win game. And I think they will win. Okay. So for me, the Georgia Tech game is win number 1. Home opener, September 12th. Oh, it's a Thursday night game too, Georgia Tech. That's probably going to be the primetime game on ESPN. It's on the East Coast, so it's probably going to be played at a decent time. Probably 8 o'clock, prime time, Georgia Tech. You got to win that game. You got to win that game. So let's see if anybody has put out any. Let's see, Georgia Tech win predictions. Yo, that's crazy. Immediately, man. You see what this AI is saying? Immediately. It says for the 2026 season opener, Georgia Tech is widely predicted to defeat Colorado on, they even got the wrong day. It's not August 29th. With an early projected score of 42-17. That's crazy. That's a blowout. Analysts favor Georgia Tech due to their established identity under Brent Key, a strong rushing attack, opposing a rebuilding Colorado team, which Keith Dunsdale is mentioning here, right? Part of the issue is that they're in rebuilding mode, making Tech a 3.5-point favorite in early odds. This is all over the place. This is from CBS Sports. Let's go to CBS Sports. Oh, this is from 2025. No wonder. See, AI is crazy. Let's go to Sports Illustrated. Here's the article. Week 1 blowout, Georgia Tech, Colorado matchup. Says spring practice is rolling on for Georgia Tech, and the Yellow Jackets were back on the practice field this week after a week off after spring break. Let's go down here. Early prediction. While it's only April, there are some predictions starting to roll in for the first game of the season, including one from CBS Sports Analysis, Brad Crawford. We're going to have to pull the receipts on Brad Crawford, who is projecting a big win for Georgia Tech at home to start the season. Says by the end, this is his quote here in the article. It says, by the end of Georgia Tech's second possession, fans will have to adjust their eyes to an offense without Haynes King for the first time in 4 years under Brent Key. So they got a new quarterback who was tasked with replacing his veteran signal caller and offensive coordinator. So they got a new offensive coordinator, new quarterback. Key has raised the standard for excellence with the Yellow Jackets, and on the other sideline, Deion Sanders is simply trying to hold on at Colorado. Dang. Dang. He battled health issues through a tumultuous 9-loss season in 2025 and enters his 4th year with the Buffaloes following major roster and staff alterations. Yeah, the prediction right now is 42-17. Article continues, this is a difficult cross-country trek for a team with a bunch of new starters and a redshirt freshman starting quarterback Juju Lewis, who only played in a single road game at Colorado. The Buffaloes must be prepared to stop the run here. Hey, for everybody who's talking about D-line, we're going to have to stop the run against Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's strengths in that department after signing Michigan transfer Justice Haynes. Now, if you guys haven't watched Justice Haynes, he's a pretty solid running back. I mean, do they have something with Haynes? Their quarterback was Haynes King. Their previous running back was Jamal Haynes, and they got a Michigan transfer named Justice Haynes. What's going on? So this is what we're up against, guys. The mainstream media is saying Colorado is going to go down 42-17, and I'm saying that game is going to set the tone for the entire season. Let's go to your comments here. So we got some score predictions here. Weber is a win. So Bright Key says it's going to be 38-28 Colorado win. All right, I think that's more in line with what the Go-Go's potential is in terms of points. I don't think the Go-Go is a 17-point offense unless what they're saying is that Georgia Tech has that kind of defense. Unless what they're saying is Georgia Tech has that kind of defense, that Georgia Tech is going to hold the Go-Go offense to 17 points. Alan King, big question. Special teams, currently no special teams coach, will play a huge part. Coach Prime, please grab a special teams coach. I think Niblett is kind of doubling a little bit on special teams. Coach Dre says they have a whole new team. Half of Georgia Tech's team came to the Gators, like the coach they coached. Did people forget that? Yeah, a lot of teams are going through transition, Coach Dre. Georgia Tech is very important recruiting in the state of Georgia as well. Yeah, that's going to be a good game to win there. It's a must win. All right, so that's what people are saying about that Georgia Tech. So let's get back to the schedule here, guys. So Georgia Tech I have as a must win, right? It's going to be a tough game. Great One makes a great point, which is saying Georgia Tech's defense could not hold the 2025 Colorado Buffaloes under Pat Shurmur to under 17 points. 1-0 comment every week is the goal. All right, so I have Georgia Tech as 1. So we're going to find Keith's. We're going to find Keith's. Keith, go and let me know. Do you have Georgia Tech as a loss or not? We got to find Keith's 7 losses. I think we win against Weber or Weber State because this is our first home game. And I'm not saying any of these games are a walk in the park, guys. I'm not saying any of these games are a walk in the park. But I'm definitely got a 1-0 here. The rest of these, I'm not even going to make predictions right now. I like our chances against Weber State. This is going to be a hard-fought Big Ten game. They're going to be on the road here against Northwestern. Northwestern is always a tough team. Northwestern is always a tough team. Baylor, this is going to be a battle. I like our chances against Baylor. This is a rebuilt Texas Tech team who you know is always going to be tough. They're coming to Folsom Field, so my gosh, that's going to be a big game. Right? Next to Georgia Tech, Texas Tech is going to be a huge game. Clint Moses, welcome back to the chat, my brother. Good to see you here. Appreciate you tapping in with us on another Saturday. This is going to be a big game. Oh, so they got 2 big games back-to-back, Texas and Utah. Fortunately, they're both at home. Oklahoma State is retooled. A lot of guys from North Texas transferred over with their coach. They should present more of a challenge that they have over the last couple of years. This should be a good game. Of course, this is always a good game against Kansas State, no matter what. This should be another good game. This one is at home, Folsom Field. Arizona State, of course, on the road, in the desert. Kenny Dillingham versus Brennan Marion. Should be a lot of fun. A few young coaches calling plays against each other. Should be a lot of fun. A lot of these are going to be coaching battles, guys. Not just the teams on the field, but it's going to be a lot of head-to-head matchups, right? We're talking about real play calling on the side of Colorado this season. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Houston, we got to get back. They smacked us last year. This is the homecoming game at Folsom. This is another must-win game. Road game here in Cincinnati. It's going to be a good game. UCF, under Scott Frost, has retooled. Be on the lookout for UCF this season. They're going to present some problems for a lot of teams in the Big 12. So the question now is, when it's all said and done at that UCF game, when it's all said and done, will Colorado be 5-7 like Keith Tunstall is predicting? Will they be 7-5 like Bright Key is predicting? Will they be 8-4 like I'm predicting? Or will they be 9-3 like Coach Dre and some others are predicting? It could go any way, guys. It's still early. It's the spring. There's still a lot of practice. There's still a lot of things that can happen in terms of guys transferring in, injuries, etc., etc. We pray that the team continues to remain healthy. We pray that they continue to develop under this new coaching staff. We pray that they really, really gel as a team, because they're going to need to be one unit going into this season for them to have the kind of year that they need to have. Hey, this is a make or break season, guys. I'm standing on that statement. There's no more looking to next year. We got to get it done this year. We have to get it done this year. Because guess what? Teams are looking to poach these players. And one of the things that hurt our retention last year was how poorly we played on the field last year. A lot of those guys were like, hey, look, I'm going to just go for greener pastures. If you want to keep a Juju Lewis, if you want to keep a Michael Welch and a Braylon Edwards and a Quanell Farrakhan and a Q for 6, this has to be a winning season, guys. You cannot call it disloyalty if you have a 5-win season this season and guys leave. You just can't say that. 8 wins or better puts you in a great position to keep your team together. You got to keep this unit together. You cannot have a total rebuild again. You may want, after the 2026 season, to add 1 or 2 pieces, but the only guys that you want to lose in terms of starters are guys going to the NFL. The task is to stay healthy, play winning football in the fall, send guys to the NFL, and keep all the starters who are going to be in college football in 2027. And using that momentum, be able to go out and get another great high school recruiting class like you did this year. All right? So, guys, this has been another live stream. We're here every single Saturday at noon. Preparing for this live stream, watch the breakdown, the film breakdown videos that we do on Tuesday and Thursday. Do your homework and then come in here ready to debate. I appreciate you being here and for building this community. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that. All right. If you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and hit that like button. Drop a super thanks. Join us as a member. Become part of this community. Help us grow. And so now in closing, I pray that the Almighty is blessing you. I pray that the Almighty is keeping you in good health and prospering you. And if you're going through hard times, remember, hard times don't last forever. Until next time, y'all, be safe. God bless. Peace.